take you through a very interesting story that's now in public domain. The co-founder of a multi-billion-dollar company, a tech entrepreneur, and an angel investor from Tamil Nadu. His story becomes our top story right here on Unmissable tonight. Not because of his company's success, but because of a torrid story of a bitter custody battle for his son with his estranged wife and an ugly divorce that pans out. That's really captured the attention of millions on social media. Prasanna Sankar, the co-founder of Rippling, announced his divorce on social media, accusing his wife Dhivya Shashidar of infidelity and kidnapping their son. Now, the co-founder of the 10 billion HR tech startup, Rippling, has posted on the social media platform accusing his wife Dhivya and the Chennai police of harassing him amid their ongoing divorce and custody battle. The high-profile dispute that has attracted significant public attention as involves charges of infidelity here, as well as child abuse, allegations of kidnap here, and a lot of money that's involved, raises a lot of questions on how competent the Indian authorities are to deal with it. Prasanna Sankar, who's a co-founder of Rippling, has announced his divorce here, and he basically wants to get done with the divorce amicably. That's what he says through his social media posts, but he says his wife Dhivya Shashidar is making it difficult. Now, Dhivya Shashidar has her own version. She claims that she's not given access to her son, who's currently with Prasanna. Dhivya Shashidar is a US citizen, and she alleges that her son has been kidnapped by her husband. In a viral video on social media, Dhivya has accused Shashidar of being a sexual pervert himself, and that he was arrested in San Francisco on charges of soliciting prostitution. She's further accused her husband of being a sexual pervert, filming sexual assault videos of women, using secret cameras, claiming to have been subject to similar abuses. So this has gotten really dirty and murky, and what's really sad is the young boy who happens to be bearing the brunt of this all. Prasanna is now on the run. He claims that he's being wrongfully implicated. He wants justice. He says Tamil Nadu police is basically after him without any actual case. They are harassing him, and he constantly updates his whereabouts, not really his whereabouts, about his case on social platforms, but is not really speaking out on his current location. Of course, he's on the run at this point, but many questions here on how to deal with a case like this. If I could take you through our guests who join us to give us a little sense of how India is competent enough to deal with a case like this, where it seems like they're Indians but American citizens. Deepika Narayan Bhardwaj, who's an equal rights activist and director, Ekam Nyay Foundation, joining us. Thanks very much, Deepika. We also have Rekha Agarwal, women's rights activist and advocate of the Supreme Court. Rekha, I'm going to come to you first. Considering that the entire social media brigade has stood by Prasanna, you know, the account of Prasanna is detailed, and he speaks extensively of how he's being harassed by his wife, despite coming to a common ground on alimony, on how to share custody of the child. He claims that his wife went back on all those promises, and now she's used the Tamil Nadu police to chase him. On her part, Disha says that her husband has taken her son away, that he's kidnapped him. So give us a little sense, while the entire social media audience there is standing with Prasanna, how would you look at this from a woman's point of view? Here, of course, she may be guilty of infidelity, but at the end of it, she's a mother.
Nabila, no, without even knowing the complete facts, but except for whatever you have told in your program, I think that these social media posts can basically not be relied upon in totality, because they're giving a one-sided version. It seems that Prasanna has now become the underdog, and everybody is standing up for him, that he's the bichara husband, bichara father, who's not been given the custody of his son, who he could not meet his, son, and things like that. And that the wife has, probably cheated on him. So now, be that as it may, now without knowing the complete facts, one would not like to comment upon the, virtues of either of the two, whether it is the husband or the wife. I think that is a matter which has to be decided by the court. I think our Indian courts are fully competent as far as justice is concerned, there is no such thing of being that law is totally in favor of women, as many people say that, oh, in India the laws are only for women, and they're women friendly. I don't think that there is any such thing of the laws being in favor of women or in favor of men. As far as custody of the children is concerned, after a child is 5 years old, until a child attains the age of 5, the law is that the mother is the most competent person to look after the welfare of the child, because the child is very young, of tender years of age. He needs his mother's physical and emotional presence. Probably the mother may be nursing the child, in the very earlier formative years. So, having said that, I'll say that after 5 years, the courts are crystal clear that they're not going to tilt the scales either in favor of the father or the mother as far as the child is concerned. The child becomes a subject of the state, having his own rights, and the welfare of the child is paramount as far as the family courts are concerned. The court is now going to decide totally on the basis of facts. The Tamil Nadu family courts, if and when they are seized with the matter, they have to decide totally on the basis of facts put forth by both the parties. And since the child is of tender years of age, probably is more than 5 years of age,
Yeah,
but the court will have to now decide where does the welfare of the child lie, whether the
correct.
father is competent or whether the mother is competent. There can be no such thing as giving,
But
favoritism
it seems
in
like Prasanna has already got the rights to his child's custody in the United States. How does that
yes.
work here in India then?
But did the marriage take place in India? I mean, these are facts which one does not know. Now, if Prasanna is an American citizen and is the child also an American citizen, one will have to know that. And in nevertheless, it seems that the marriage must have taken place in India. And if the marriage has taken place in India, then definitely the Indian courts will have jurisdiction over the matter. Whatever the American courts may say or may not say, if the wife decides to start a litigation in India, in the Tamil Nadu courts, then she will definitely be heard, irrespective of whatever verdict may have been passed by
Okay.
the US courts in favor of Prasanna.
Okay, a quick word from Deepika. Deepika, social media platforms now becoming the new courtrooms, where there's quick delivery of justice there, or they basically implicate you instantly. But here you have an NRI family fighting a custody battle in India. It seems like the platforms are outraged over the facts that Prasanna has put out. But how do you read this case entirely? And what kind of legal recourse does Prasanna have? He claims to be on the run because he's being harassed. He has his son beside him. I only worry and feel for the boy there who's literally torn apart between the two parents. And I'm hoping that one of them at least puts their ego aside and, just sets the record straight for their child. But that isn't happening. So how can legally this be dealt with?
So, Nabila, I think let me start by the reason why Prasanna's post has gone so viral. Of late, after the Atul Subhash case, there have been series of suicides, and there has been a larger discussion on if men are disadvantaged as far as matrimonial dispute laws governing matrimonial disputes are concerned in India. And there is largely a sentiment that yes, and there is no doubt that most of the gender specific provisions are only for men and not there for women. So that's why Prasanna has gotten overwhelming support. Let me just clear some facts of the case. First of all, they have actually agreed upon a shared parenting plan after their litigation was over in the US. They signed an MOU according to which the passport and the OCI card of the child was supposed to be deposited in a locker. And because that did not happen, Prasanna had an apprehension that the child would be taken away to the US again by the mother because she had taken the child once before, also after which she had to move the courts in the US. Now, why Prasanna had to go to social media is a very, very important thing, Nabila, which we are missing over here. His friend, Gokul, who was coordinating between the father and the mother or for handing over the custody of the child. He was oscillating between both of them because they are not probably on talking terms with each other. Gokul was picked up from Bangalore by Chennai police in ordinary clothes, not in uniform, without any FIR, and kept in the police station for 3 continuous days. And that is where he sort of had to take to social media. And in fact, the police has kind of mellowed down after that only. Otherwise, Gokul was being kept at the police
So
station
acting on the
without any
wife's
FIR
claims that her
from
son is being
Monday to
kidnapped.
Friday.
The police acted on the
Yes, she
son's
claimed
claim.
that she claimed that the child has been kidnapped, whereas the child was obviously not kidnapped. And recent post by Prasanna, just like an hour back, he has posted another screenshot to clarify that the child's custody was amicably handed over. There was no kidnapping, there was nothing like that. It was just a matter of spending 2 days extra with the child and nothing else. This was not kidnapping. And he had to take to social media because his family was being hounded, his
Okay, so
friend
we
was
got
being
his version.
hounded.
Of course, we got
And
his version. But when we speak
yeah,
of allegations of adultery, etc., I mean, it's not just Prasanna who accuses his wife of adultery. She's also now come about to say that he has a history of being a pervert, of filming videos, and these allegations are harsh. And it's sad that it's come out in public. But how does the Indian judiciary deals with cases of adultery like that in matters of divorce?
so, Nabila, as a matter of fact, Prasanna has filed for interim custody for the child, and he has also filed a divorce case on grounds of cruelty and adultery. So, this is a matter of adultery. The adulterer has also been made a party. There is a judgment on a legal website as well pertaining to this dispute between both of them. And whatever evidences Prasanna has put out, at least from those, it is what is clear is that the Singapore court has ruled in his favor in the allegations that were put on him, whether that was rape or whether that there was another allegation. So the litigation has closed in Singapore. It is not ongoing. Even in US, he has posted that judgment as well, where in the custody matter, it was decided in his favor and not in Divya's favor. So that's the factual position. Apart from this, what will happen later now in the custody dispute is for the courts to decide. We cannot say anything, but it is very sad, Nabila, that very educated people, very sorted people, very highly placed people, and equally successful in their life, had to come to this. It's a larger issue of how couples need to, be more mature when it comes to them as parents.
That's what we expect,
You
right?
can
Maturity from
you
both
can separate
ends.
as partners, but you cannot separate as mother and father. So
Right.
I really hope better sense prevails. As of now, I spoke to the assistant commissioner also in the morning, and he categorically said that there is no FIR, there is only CSR.
Okay.
So there was police excess. If there was no FIR, they really did not have to pick up this person from Bangalore. And
Right.
that's why Prasanna had to
A
take to the
final word
street.
from you, Ms. Rekha, to what you'd say to the couple here.
I think that they should settle the matter amicably. Now in India, we have the alternate dispute resolution mechanism in place, and the matter can be settled amicably through the process of mediation. Now, since the matter is already in the court, I think that if the matter is in the Tamil Nadu family court or whichever court it may be, I think that the concerned court is going to send the matter, as it
Right.
is in every family dispute. The courts have a duty cast upon them
Yeah.
to refer the matter for mediation and for counseling. I'm quite certain this couple, Prasanna and Dhivya, must already have gone through some rounds of mediation in some court or the other. But even if that has not kind of reached any settlement, they can try again. And I think that mediation and settlement, ultimate settlement, one day or the other, they're going to come.
Yeah, for the sake of their son, that's what it comes down to. Let's hope. If we are feeling for the son so much, I'm sure the parents are also, but they don't want to give up ground right now because they think this will have a long drawn impact. But whatever said, until they mediate, a solution cannot be found. So let's hope they do. Thanks very much for joining us, our panelists.